Today I'm going to use my brand new Woodpecker's lift and my super fence for the first time. I'm going to use them to make a router template to make slots in all of my workbenches to mount my router fences. Hi, I'm Ron Paulk, designer of the Paulk Compact Bench, the Total Station, and the Smart Woodshop, among other plans. If you want any of my plans, you can go to my website. You'll find a link at the very end of this video or in the description down below. I use my routers with these plates, these Woodpecker plates, this old phenolic one that they no longer make that I've had forever, as well as some new aluminum ones that are identical, just made of aluminum, and now my lift, which is made with the same plate. So I make that cutout in all of my workbenches, my compact bench, my Paulk Workbench 2, my Total Station, because I want to be modular. I want to be able to put my tools in different situations depending on the job or the task at hand. The Paulk Total Station 2, which this really isn't. This is the Paulk Total Station 2 prototype. The Paulk Total Station 2 are the plans, the final plans that this wonderful bench helped me get to. But because of that, in the construction process to really work the plans out, a lot of things changed. This bench was torn apart and things were adjusted, pieces were broken, new pieces were made, just on and on to get it to this stage where that I could then take all those dimensions and all those construction details and put them in this final set of plans. One of the things that did not make it, and there's a number of things, to this guy that the plans reflect, is the placement of the router drop-in. I decided to go with this super fence somewhere along in the process of designing this. Well, the area that the lift goes, or the router goes, with this really long fence interfered with the miter saw rotation just a little bit. So in the final plans, I moved it closer to the edge and moved this dado track closer to the edge. So the plans reflect that. But I don't have that bench. But I'm thinking ahead. I am going to build myself, and I'll make a video of this, a brand new Paulk Workbench 2 with the plans, start to finish. And when I do that, my drop-in for my router will be in the proper location. It'll work with this fence. Also, when I build myself the next compact bench, I'm planning on making a few adjustments to it, nothing major, but I'm going to make it identical to the Paulk Total Station 2. I'm going to make it the same width, the same length, because it's based on the 32 millimeter system now, so the dimensions are slightly different. And I'm going to lay out the bench dog holes exactly like the bench dog holes on that. I want my compact bench to be essentially identical to what it is, but I really just want it to be a sister to the PTS2. I want it to be identical in every way except no miter station in it. I want to do that because I want to be modular. I want to be able to set up my router on one or the other, the fences on one or the other. It doesn't really matter. They go and they work exactly the same. In addition, I'm planning on ordering another one of these Milwaukee 5625-20 routers. You see this in my other videos when I mounted it in this. I'm going to order another one to put it in this so that I can then drop this in a second bench with my shop-made fence. It's here somewhere. Here it is. Because oftentimes, just like with my table saw, I use 2 table saws. For efficiency, I set up stations when I've got projects going. And so if I'm set up for a dado on one and I'm set up for an edge cut on another, then I want to keep them there and finish the project. So oftentimes I find that I need 2 routers. Having all of my router drop-ins in the exact same place, then either fence, either router, either combination, I can mix them up and do different things with different ones. They will be, everything is modular. Bench, router, router lift, fence, doesn't matter. They all work together or combined in different ways on different benches. Hopefully you're thoroughly confused. Let's get on to making it. Now I'm going to be using this router fence, but I don't have the slots to attach it. So I've taken the bolts out, and by the way, I made an adjustment to this. If you can see here, there's two sets of holes on either side. One set is the factory holes. They're 17 inches apart. I needed them to be 480 millimeters apart because that centers me in my 96 millimeter layout. So I just simply drilled two new holes, 480 millimeters apart, measured from the center, both directions, and drilled those holes. And so that is where these bolts and knobs will go through. I added a washer, and so basically I have drilled a big hole in the back, and this is where the slots are going to go. So with both of these on, the fence will just drop in with its washer, and then that washer will drop below on the slot, and then I'll be able to move these up and down in the slots. No need for T-track. I could do this with T-track, but why spend the money? It doesn't add anything to it at all. I really don't need the slots. I'm doing it because I have so many people that ask, and I think it will be nice. So I've got it about, actually it's going to be about in here, bench dogs, and I can push or pull against them. In this case, I'll put them here. And because these are perfectly square to everything, and this is perfectly square, I can just pull them, kind of get it centered where I want it, and then I can just put some clamps on. And now I can just take the micro adjust and move the whole thing in and out exactly what I need. So you can see I could move these bench dogs and move it closer or further. Okay, I screwed up by 10 millimeters. Now I could cut this and just not show you, but I decided, you know, that's not fair. All carpenters mess up. You know, they say, measure twice, cut once. Well, I did a no-no. What I did, and it's a pretty common error, is I thought about centers and then I went outside to outside. So I messed up not only my template, so I'll have to make a new template, but I cut this in the wrong place, and it's going to be tough to straighten it out, but I will. I'll just make it a wider cut. It'll be a little bit sloppy, but it'll work. So this one's in the right place, and this one is off by 10 millimeters. So there you have it. I screwed up, I admit it. Measure twice, cut once, good rule, always to remember. But you know what? Remember, when you screw up, smile and move on, because every time you make a mistake, it just teaches you to be that more efficient and that much better in the future. Thanks again for dropping into the Smart Wood Shop. If you want to support the channel, not only by purchasing my plans, but I have an Amazon store. There's a link down below. If you use my store there, you'll get your same price with Amazon that you always get, but they'll share a little bit with us and helps pay for these videos. Hey, thanks for taking the time to watch. Have a great day.